Hi guys, this is Sunita. Welcome to your class 11 English, chapter 2. We are not afraid to die if we all be together. Part 3. So let us continue. Up to here we've done. So let us continue. The roar increased to a thunder as the stern moved up the face of the wave. Stern means the back part of the ship. So the roar increased, the noise was increasing to a thunder. It was unbearable noise, and the stern moved up to face the wave. And for a moment I thought we might ride over it means over the wave, that will be at the top of the wave. But then a tremendous explosion shook the deck. But then what happened? The deck was broken by a wave. A torrent of green and white water broke over the ship. Now a great flow of green and white water broke the ship. My hand smashed into the wheel, and my head was hit with the wheel, and I was aware of lying overboard and sinking below the waves. And I was feeling that I was flying overboard, that I was flying there and I was sinking below the waves. The waves were on me and I was going to sink in the waves. I accepted my approaching death, and I accepted that my death was near at that time. And as I was losing consciousness, I was becoming unconscious, I felt quite peaceful because I was completely away from all the worries, because I was not in the situation to think anything. Unexpectedly, my head popped out of the water. A few meters away, Wave Walker was near capsizing, her mast almost horizontal. Now, what happened? My head means I was not expecting that I'll be out of the water, but I was out of the water a few meters away. It was a few meters away. Wave Walker was nearly capsizing, means it was about to turn over. बोट जो है वो उलटने ही वाली थी. Her mast, you might saw in the picture of Storm Jib, you saw those vertical poles on those. With them the storm jibs were connected, were tied. So those vertical poles are called masts. So now those are not vertical, they had become horizontal. So you can imagine the condition of the boat, condition of Wave Walker. Then a wave hurled her upright, but then a wave came and it forced the Wave Walker. Her has been used for the Wave Walker. Here personification has been used. And my lifeline jerked taut. I grabbed the guardrails and sailed through the air into Wave Walker's main boom. And then what happened? The boat was now it was fine, and my lifeline jerked. My life jacket was also not well now. So I grabbed the guardrail. You might saw that rails on the deck when I showed you the picture of deck. Those I just held those rails and sailed through the air into Wave Walker's main boom. Okay, so I held those guardrails, and then I walked along them, and then I went to main boom of Wave Walker. Subsequent waves tossed me around the deck like a rag doll, but now the winds were so strong that they were just tossing me like a rag doll. Rag doll, you might have seen the children play with this rag doll, means चिथड़ों की जो डॉल बनती है उसकी तरह. जो तेज़ हवाएं थी वो मुझे इधर उधर भागने पर मजबूर कर रही थी, मुझे इधर उधर कर रही थी. My left ribs cracked, and my ribs were cracked. My mouth filled with blood. How pathetic situation was. They were injured, especially this author. Right up to now, we have been given the account of the author. And broken teeth. Somehow I found the wheel, lined up the stern for the next wave, and hung on. And finally, fortunately, I found the wheel through that the ship could be controlled. And then I lined up the stern in the back part of the ship, and then I made that ready for the next wave. Water everywhere. I could feel that the ship had water below. I could feel that there was water in the ship, but I dared not abandon the wheel to investigate. But I could not leave the wheel to investigate that what was going on inside the boat. Suddenly, the front hatch was thrown open and Mary appeared, and I showed you the picture of hatches also. So those hatches, so a front hatch was thrown open. It was broken, and Mary appeared, and Mary came to me. We are sinking, she screamed, and she cried that we are sinking. The decks are smashed, the decks are broken, we are full of water, and there is water in the boat. Take the wheel, I shouted as I scrambled for the hatch, and I moved. I climbed up on anything so that I could reach up to hatch as soon as possible. Larry and Herb were pumping like madmen. They were just throwing the water out of the boat. Uh, broken, broken timbers hung at crazy angles. The whole starboard side bulged inward. Cloths, crockery, charts, tins, toys sloshed about in deep water. And now, when I went inside, I saw the timbers, whatever the things were there in the boat, they were just floating over the water. I half swam, half crawled, and then I half swam means there was water everywhere, so I could not walk properly. So half swam and half crawled into the children's cabin. Are you all right? And I asked, Are you all right? I asked. Yes, they answered from an upper bunk. Me, although they were not fine, they had also got injuries, and especially the daughter got very serious injury, but she did not tell. They just wanted to make the father comfortable. That's why they just pretended that they were fine. But my head hurts a bit, said Sue. Sue means Suzanne, the daughter of the author, pointing to a big bump above her eyes. I had no time to worry about bumped heads, and I had no time because the time was crucial, and I could not worry about the about any of the injury. So after finding a hammer, screws and canvas is a rough cloth which is hard and rough cloth which is used here as a waterproof hatch for the ship. So after finding a hammer, screws and a canvas, I struggled back on deck. I started to go on the deck again. With the starboard side bashed open, we were taking water with each wave that broke over us, and we were getting water from starboard side. This is a side of ship, and we were getting the water from that side, that starboard side, and we were getting the water with each and every wave. If I couldn't make some repairs, we would surely sink, and I just judged the situation that if something would not be done, then surely we would be sinking. Somehow I managed to stretch canvas and secure waterproof hatch covers across the gaping holes, and I tried to cover the holes with the help of canvas. Some water continued to stream below, but most of it was now being deflected over the side. Of course, some water was still coming, but most of the water it was now not coming because I made some repairs. Most problem arose when our hand pumps started to block up with the debris floating around the cabins. An electric pump short circuited. Now what was the great problem? That our hand pumps, because the water was inside the boat, and if the water would not be pumped out, then of course it was going to lead a serious problem. So they were going to pump out the water, but the problem was the hand pumps were not working, because debris means whatever the things or articles were floating over the water, they just came near the hand pumps, and they chopped the hand pumps. That's why they were blocked, and they were out of order now around the cabin, and electric pumps short circuited also. The water level rose threateningly, and it was a great concern because the water was rising with a great speed. Back on deck, I found that our two spare hand pumps had been wrenched overboard, and then I found that our two hand pumps which were there, they were also out of order. Along with the forestay sail, the jib, the dinghy, and the main anchor, and here each and everything, whatever they had for the help, that was everything was out of order. This main anchor is a heavy device which is thrown in the sea water to support the ship, to hold the ship. Then I remember we had another electric pump. Then I remembered that I we had an electric pump in the charter room floor. I connected it to an out pipe and was thankful to find that it worked. Thank God it was working, and it worked. The night dragged on with an endless, and the night was appearing endless to us. It was so bitter and so cold routine of pumping, because it was very hard routine of pumping, steering, and working the radio. We were working with the radio also because we needed some help. We were getting no replies to our mayday calls. Mayday calls are the calls, means for waiting for the response from the radio channels. It has been specially arranged for the ships in those remote areas, which was not surprising, and we were not surprised that we were not receiving any mayday call, because in such remote area, such remote corner, it was quite obvious. Sue's head had swollen alarmingly. She had two enormous black eyes. Black eyes means two wounds, two big wounds, and now she showed us a deep cut on her arm, and it was a great concern. It was getting swollen, and that was a great injury, and now she showed us a deep cut in her arm also. When I asked why she hadn't made more of her injuries before this, then why didn't you tell me before it? When I was asking, are you all right, why didn't you tell me at that time? When I asked this question to my daughter, then she replied, I didn't want to worry you when you were trying to save all us all. Thank you. Have a nice day. So we'll meet in the next part of the chapter. Thank you.